Okay, hello, you're welcome to my channel. Now in this video, we want to talk about functions, alright? So we start with the definition of functions, and then we also explain other terms that comes up as a result of the definition of functions and other subtopics into the course. Okay, great. And then here we have that a function f, okay, from a set. So here we'll be talking about set. A function is like, of course, a function is a rule, alright? Something that you do. Okay, great. So it takes a particular thing to another thing, and this happens in sets where you have elements of a certain set coming together to be acted upon by something which we call a function, and then when that function acts on the elements of the set, it gives us an output or a result, and that results, or the set of results, okay, those results are stored in another set. So here we'll be looking at a set x and a set y, just to call them that way, okay. So a function here is a rule, or a function from a set x to a set y is a rule that does what? That assigns to each element x in the first set x, okay, a unique element y in the second set y, alright? So you still remember your notations in sets. This stands for belongs to, or is an element of, which is the same thing here. So that means that this belongs to this set, capital X, alright? A unique element which belongs to the set, capital Y. Good. And that gives us this equation that a function f, okay, it assigns to each x in the capital X a unique element y in the capital Y. So if you have a certain x, f acts on it, it will give you a unique result. What we mean by a unique result is that f cannot act on one thing and give you two different results. It must give you one result. Good. So such correspondence or relation is called a function. All right. Now, in real world, let's say you go to a supermarket and then you want to buy a particular thing. Good. Now, each thing in a supermarket will actually have a price tag. So, if you see a particular product, okay, one product like that cannot have two different prices, okay? One product can only have a price being assigned to it. So, to each product in a supermarket, okay, each product in a supermarket is assigned a unique price. Okay, that is what we're talking about here. Each x in the first set x, capital X, is assigned a unique y, in the second set y. So, but here, function just has to do with just evaluations, and then, don't worry, it's very simple. Okay, great. Let's just look at some of the things here, and then let me point out this for you, that if f, right, which is the function or a rule, acts on x, okay, it gives us a result. That result is called y. So you see, f of x is equal to y, not f times. Okay, that bracket does not mean times in this case. It means f of something, right? A function of x. Good. So your right hand side is expected to be written in terms of x. Great. I'm going to come into dependent variables and independent variable. Okay, but let me just say this. If x acts on something, if f acts on something and gives you a result, that thing that is being acted upon by f is called the input, right? You imputed something and you got a result. The result is called the output. So let me give you a simple example here. Let's say f acts on x and acts to x. So f is a rule that when you give it a certain thing called x, what it does is that it will add to that thing that you gave to it. Great. So let's put in something. Let's say we plug into f. So this will tell us that f of 2, right, is going to give us, so in place of x here, right, we've plugged in 2. Now on the right hand side we have x here, so I'm still going to put what we have there. Here we have 2, so I'm still going to put the same thing, and I'm going to add this 2 to it. Good. So f of 2 gives us 2 plus 2, depending on the f. This f adds 2 to whatever you gave to it, and the output here will give us 4. That means this is a rule that assigns 4 to 2. Good. And this 4, as a result of f of 2, is going to be unique. That is, it's going to be only that 4 whenever we have 2 here. given that f is a function. Okay, great. So this 4 here is the output, what you get as a result. Then what you imputed in is called the input. All right. Now, since this x here was an element of some set, okay, this set is called the domain. The domain here stores imputed values, something you plug in, okay, things that you plug in, you pack all of them and store in a particular set, in a particular place. So that set is called the domain. All right. So let me say x is the domain of f. Great. Now you get results as long as you plug in something in. You are having results, right? So the results are stored into a particular set called the range. So this is a range of the function f. So you see here that x is a domain and y is the range of f. Good. Okay, let's look at this explicitly. So we look at f of x equals to y. All right. Now, this f of x, as I said earlier, it tells us that this thing should be written in terms of x. That means a particular example will be that f of x is something like, let's say, x squared minus 2x plus 1. So this tells us that this is a function of x, that is, it is written in terms of x, right? When you have an x here, it will first of all square it, then it will multiply it with 2. When you have something here, you will square that thing, multiply that thing by 2, then remember a negative sign, then you add 1 to that. So you say squared minus 2x plus 1. Okay, so if you plug in 1 here, you can actually plug in, substitute 1 wherever you find x on the right hand side. If you plug in 1 for x here, that's what you will do. And it will give you an output. So this x in this case is an independent variable, while the y, which is the output, is the dependent variable. It actually depends on what you plug in to f, all right? So the y there depends on the values that are imputed into the function. As the values changes, y may change. Good. All right, great. That's a nice introduction for you. Our next video will be evaluating some functions. I will just write something like this, and I will say find f of 3, f of 4, f of square root or something, f of pi, all right? It will be very fun. Anyway, thanks for watching, and please subscribe to my channel.